Hey guys, what's up? It's Kevin for the winner. I'm back for another edition of Monster Hunter Rise. Today we're looking at a Charge Blade build. So we're going to be using the Kimura Fine Sea Blade because it's the best pink sharpness in the game. We're also going to be using Armored On Helm X, Rapid Morph, Power Prolonger, Critical Boost there, Archfiend Armor Baloo, Weakness Exploit, Resentment, Chain Crit, Attack Boost, Rapid Morph, Rafflos Braces X, Attack Boost, Earplugs, Archfiend Armor Aura, Weakness Exploit, Chain Crit, Attack Boost, Grand God's Pure Feet, Critical Boost, Laden Power, Flinch Free, Speed Sharpening on there, Absolute Petulance, you can use whatever you want, and a Weakness Exploit Talisman with an attack boost in it. That way we can get a tremendous amount of damage off. Let me show you the decorations I'll be using. Earplug Jewel Free, Critical Jewel 2, Anti-Dragon Jewel 2, or whatever you're fighting against, Critical Jewel 2, Attack Jewel 2, Attack Jewel 2, Quick Switch Jewel 2, Attack Jewel 2, Attack Jewel 2, Free Grinder Jewels here. And then in the Talisman and Attack Jewel level 2. If you have a better 2-slot one, you could fit something else in. Unfortunately, I didn't have one, so I had to work with what I got. For the full stats, free 88 attack, 691 defense. We don't like Dragon, and we don't really like Ice types, but we could deal with everything else just fine. For the stats, Attack Boost level 7, Critical Boost free, Weakness Exploit free, Earplugs free, Speed Sharpening free, Rapid Morph free, Chain Crit 2, or free, yeah, Flinch free 2. And, as you can see, full stats there, Power Prolonger, Laden Power, Resentment. Attack Boost, maximum, so we'll do 40% more. Increase damage dealt by 40% for critical hits. Here, anytime we hit a monster's weak spot, 50% Infinity. Here, Earplugs, just so we can nullify some roars, because Charge Blade don't really like roars. Speed Sharpening, to sharpen our weapon quicker. Rapid Morph, very important to have it, so whenever you use your transformation attack, you do 40% more damage. Chain Crit, basically whenever we land successive amount of hits, we increase our attack and elements, flinch free. Everything else here is kind of nice things to have, just quality of life improvements, but they're not anything that's going to be really super tremendous for the build. It's really all the stuff that's the top that's maxed out or close to maxed out that's very important for this build. So for purposes of showcase, I'm going to show you Great Azuchi. Keep in mind that I'm not a Charge Blade main. By standard, I do play the weapon okay. Let me see, I actually saw that I did not eat here, which would be very bad for us, so let's make sure we eat. I'm going to eat for just random Moxie Weakener here, because I think that's probably the best way to go. Alright, let's continue forward here, shall we? Alright, so we're going to fight the Great Azuchi here. The good thing about this particular build, unlike a lot of ones that I have featured on the channel before, is that this is not a dereliction build, so you're not actually going to be a glass cannon. So when it comes to Charge Blade, there's a couple of things and nuances that you're going to have to know. First and foremost, the main regular version of it is basically the sword and the shield. The sword and the shield, think of it as a slower version of the sword and shield for all intents and purposes. Weapon, it's not as quick. It can't secure knockdowns like the sword and shield weapon can. The other thing that you have to keep in mind is those 5 little bottles that you see. Those are called files. So basically what you do is when you use your Charge Blade and wherever you swing your attack, you add basically a gauge of that every so often. Once that gets to 5, you have to basically use your X and A attack together to basically charge up the files and put them into your shield. Then whenever you use your Axe mode, you will basically have your weapon, your axe, charged up, and when you swing it around, it will do whatever the file damage is, which in this case, for this particular weapon, is knockback, if I'm not mistaken, or knockdown, so basically power exhaust type of Alright, let's move back. Let's block. We're going to see how I have 5 of them already, so I'm going to use my charge attack, which is the X and A button, to put the files together. Then I'm going to switch to the blade, or not the blade, but the axe weapon, and then I'm going to attack the head as much as possible. This is going to secure knockdowns. Okay, again, this is basically like a slugger impact file. It's called impact file, but it's basically slugger. What we're going to do is we're just going to go, when we have all those charges up, just continue to swing our axe as much as possible. I moved out of the way there. I kind of had a misplay there. Let's swing. Keep in mind that the Switch Axe, or not the Switch Axe, the Charge Blade is kind of a slower version of the Switch Axe. I still prefer Switch Axe because I feel like you can do more damage with it. A lot of people prefer Switch Axe at this point for Rise as opposed to Charge Blade, but Charge Blade is still kind of a fun weapon to use every once in a while. Okay, let's get some position here. We got to get more files again. See if I can... Let's block. Another thing you could run on this build, if you have space for it, is definitely offensive guard, because every time you block, you'll be able to get increased amount of damage. Let's block it here. Alright. Let's swing with the axe weapon here. We're just trying to get some files going off. Okay. Let's switch. So when I switch the weapon that way, it gets basically a guard point. Guard points basically means that we're able to deal significantly little bit more damage, as well as when we perfect guard, we can deal some more damage to the monster as well. Move back here because the Azuros wants to get a piece of the Azuchi. Let's go. Let's get on here. I'm going to play the minigame. I'm going to bounce into the Azuros just so we can get a quicker fast time. As you can see, there is also a nuance with the Charge Blade that if you do not put the files quick enough or expend them, it can overheat the weapon, and if it overheats the weapon, you're in for a bad position. So you always got to keep an eye on the red files that you see there. You don't want to get them past that, where then they start glowing, because if you continue to attack with the sword weapon, you're going to be in for a bad position. Fortunately, this great Izuchi put itself out of a really poor position for this video, which is kind of unfortunate. It's right at the edge, so like I'm probably going to get thrown off on the edge, and then I'll have to do something here. I'm going to try to see if I can get myself positioned a little bit better here. Alright, we took a hit. Yeah, I really don't like the fact that we have it cornered here. I'm probably going to get knocked off by the monster here. Maybe, maybe not. I think we might still be on the edge here. I should be able to time my jump here. Let's see. Alright, I am able to time my jump. Great. Okay, so let's go. Switch to axe mode here. We're going to swing again. The axe around quite a bit. We'll charge up here for our mega attack. Preferably, you want to do that attack by the head. Unfortunately, because we were kind of out of position, we weren't able to get all of it. Let's see if I can get him this time with it. Nope, still couldn't get him. The fact that the Izuchi's in the corner is really unfortunate, too. Alright, let's see if we can lure him down. I'm going to heal up a little bit here. If I can. Alright, let's see. Did he just drop down? Yeah, he's trolling us right now. It's fine, though. Pick up the material while we wait. Pretty sure the Izuchi's going to stay down there. Yep. Alright. Let's use our sword attack as much as possible. As for the Hunter arts, there's not really too many that I particularly like, so I play most of the default ones. There is the new type of guard stance thing available, where it adds basically one of the guard points, special glowing red shield to you, but you have to time the attack perfectly, which I'm not particularly familiar with. So this is very, very basics for a Charge Blade build for anybody that's trying to get a little bit more accustomed to the weapon, trying to figure out what they should be running. Alright, so let's go get that Izuchi here. Again, I feel like this weapon's a little bit slower when you compare it to, like, the switch action than our weapons, because you have to charge up the files, which wastes a lot of time, in my personal opinion, as opposed to basically switch action, which builds it up quickly. And you could use focus on this build, but I feel like it would be kind of a waste of a slot. Let's block. Okay. Good job, Izuchi. Let's see. He's going to attack us. Oh, he got stunned, thanks to our little guy. So let's use our impact file here. Notice how we got it on the head. Let's see if we can knock him here. We didn't secure the KO. You could run Slugger on this build as well. As you see those glowing red files, we're going to recharge now the shield, because if we don't do that, we'll be in for a bad position and get overheated on the blade, which will actually ruin our sharpness too. Block. Okay, good. Let's go forward here. The little monsters are being actually kind of a pain here. I don't think we're going to be able to hit with this. Nope, we're out of position. One of the things about Charge Blade is you have to get good positioning with it. If not, you're kind of in a bad situation. Let's block. Oh, he jumped ahead of us. He overshot us. That's kind of funny. Alright, let's swing the weapon again. Alright. Probably should heal up a little bit. We're going to see if we can go in. Izuchi's at blue. Okay, great. I thought we were going to have it. Let's see if I can... Yep. Well, we didn't get hit by the attack, fortunately. Here. Let's see if I can strike with the regular blade. Alright, let's charge that. Okay, good. We're going to transform the weapon when we have a chance. Let's dodge. Oh, hit the wrong button there. That's kind of unfortunate, but it happens sometimes. We'll heal. He's almost dead. One more axe mode that we do to him. Oh, man, these little monsters are being trolly. Alright, let's go. Okay, switch to axe mode. We're swinging this a couple times. Alright, I don't think we get it here, so let's reposition ourselves. Swing it around. Alright, we got the KO there. I don't think this is going to hit. Oh, we got the tail. Alright. Let's switch to the blade mode. Then we'll switch back to axe. The reason we did that was for positioning here, because we want to hit the head, which we do, and we get the KO. And that's pretty much how you want to play, for the most part, the Charge Blade. At least the basics of the Charge Blade. Obviously, there's a little bit more nuances, like the guard impacts and everything of the sort. But for very basic stuff, all you want to do is charge up the weapon, get 5 files, switch to axe mode. Axe mode, you're going to swing it around, as you saw there. You want to always attack the monster's head, because the blade that we're using in particular is good for knockdowns. So, it's an impact file, as it's called, so we'll get a lot of KOs and knockdowns. You definitely want to go with that one in particular. There are other Charge Blades you could use, but I feel like this is the one that has the best pink sharpness, which is kind of very, very important. You could go Elemental Charge Blade as well, and then you'd have to play around with the switch skills. Maybe I'll cover that in a future video as we continue to go forward with different builds. As always, a like on this video is greatly appreciated. If you're not subscribed to the channel, definitely make sure you do so, and feel free to share in the comments your own variations for Charge Blade build, what Charge Blade you like to use, what switch skills you like. The only thing that I ask is that you definitely make sure that if you're giving criticism that you do so in a constructive manner. Constructive criticism is always welcome. Negative criticism, obviously, you're not going to even make it into the comment section. It'll probably be hidden from the channel, and then you won't even get to be able to interact anymore with the channel content and everything to start, which would be a great shame. So don't do that, guys. I've seen a lot of people recently doing that stuff, which is just kind of silly. Alright, so that's a 7-minute clear time. When we get a better, more proficient clear time, we'll probably have it somewhere between 5 and 6 minutes. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, a like on this video is greatly appreciated. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, definitely consider doing so, and I'll see you for the next Monster Hunter Rise video, which will be a Lance build.